Welcome back to the channel. What if I told you that the path to millions online doesn't require 20 different products, complicated funnels, or constant platform hopping? I just learned the exact three-part strategy that helped Brendon Burchard generate over $100 million on a single platform. The shocking part about this is it is quite simple, and most creators overlook it while chasing what we call shiny object syndrome. So I want you to stay with me for the next 10 to 15 minutes as I reveal the framework that completely transformed Brendon's online business and the inside tips that he shared at Kajabi Live 2024. So I recently attended Kajabi Live 2024 in Los Angeles, where Brendon Burchard was awarded for reaching $100 million, a milestone on Kajabi. And he's actually one of Kajabi's founding members, which means that he's one of the folks that started using the platform in the beginning when Kajabi first came out as an application. While other speakers share complex strategies that somewhat overwhelmed me and tactics that were built around multiple funnels and multiple offers, Brendon really focused his presentation on cutting through the noise and brutal simplicity. And when I'm thinking about his theory, the exact blueprint that he talked about that generated this 9-figure empire that he built, that most, I would say, entrepreneurs and creators struggle to use to hit 6 figures, was really simplicity. So let's talk about the power of simplicity and some of the strategies and tactics that Brendon talked about. The overarching theme from Brendon's talk was that other successful entrepreneurs really need to focus on simplicity. And it was a refreshing context for me because when I'm watching many online videos, it's like, you need a funnel, you need a community, you need so many different things to be able to monetize. And I felt that Brendon, his energy was so powerful, but he was really about the simplicity. And one of the things that he emphasized was most fear is mismanagement of the mind. Most fear is mismanagement of the mind, which means that when we have a lot of clutter, whether that's in our environment, whether that's in our business, it's going to activate fear. So we overcomplicate business systems when we're in fear. And what builds fear is uncertainty. And when you have uncertainty and you don't have clarity in your business, no matter if you're making $100,000 a year or $1,000 a year, it's going to be really hard for you to feel confident. And that's when you start to self-sabotage. So I really watched this presentation as this 8-figure business owner admitted that at one point he had 15 to 20 offers and he really narrowed it down to 1 to 2. And that's really when he started to see success and momentum in his business. So as Brendon put it, he said, you don't have to focus on a problem. You have to focus on value. So don't focus on problems, focus on value. How many folks can I support? How much impact can I make? How many people can we get to try our offer instead of, oh, we've got 3 or 4 people who said no to our offer, so we're going to completely throw it out the window and then complete and start something else. So this simplicity approach I really loved because it allows us to simplify. It allows us to unclutter our mind. And that's really going to support our mindset and our capacity as business owners. And it's what allowed him to build not only a $100 million business, because sometimes when I hear revenue, probably like many of you all, I hear it and it excites me, but I also hear it and it's like, well, what was the back end of that? Like, was it sustainable? Were you able to sleep? Were you able to spend time with your family? And he shared that he built it sustainably, right? If he had 15 or 16 different offers and different funnels, that would take more software, more people, more expenses, and more capacity. And he just wanted to keep it simple. So his core strategy that he summarized during that time was built around 1 launch, 1 funnel, 1 group. So let's break that down and talk a little bit about what that means. 1 launch. One launch is when we're focusing on creating one exceptional offer with a compelling sales page and effective sales vehicles. So this could be a flagship course, this could be a membership, this could be a coaching program, or even a service. So we create one good sales page using these simple frameworks: problem, solution, action. So if you have your sales page up, you want to share what the problem is. Why should people be interested in this? Your product, what you're going to offer, which is the solution, and then how do they get into action? And you want to just choose one sales vehicle that works for you in order to convert folks from being interested to becoming your clients or your customers. And that vehicle could be webinars, challenges, email sequences, but we want to choose one. I often talk to my clients about this because if we have so much going on, we don't know what's working. So when we get a win, we're not able to really look at the data and analyze it and say, you know what, I sent off these emails and that's why it triggered this opportunity. If we have too much going on, it's a little bit difficult for us to be able to look at the data and be able to run the playback. So I love that concept of one launch. The next is one funnel. So we want to develop one automated email sequence that effectively sells your core offer and makes your successful launch evergreen through automation. So we're building out an offer that people should be able to go through once they click it without reaching out to us or needing support with customer service, besides maybe needing to log in and a new password to get into the product. And then we want to create a follow-up sequence for non-buyers. So if someone watches the webinar, if someone comes to the challenge, but they don't buy, having a follow-up sequence, email sequence that can nurture them more to understand what their needs are and see if the product might be for them for the future, or maybe they just need a little bit more education in order to support them and ultimately convert them to be a customer. So if y'all are picking up what I'm putting down and this is helpful and you're really thinking about how you can use this simple strategy in your business, I would love for you to like and subscribe to the channel. This continues to help us to support other entrepreneurs like yourself in building their impact and monetizing what they know. And also when we have future videos like this that come up and we share with the world, you'll be the first person to know about it. Within that one funnel, right, that Brendon talked about, he also talked about creating a year-long email sequence. And I've heard many entrepreneurs talk about this. Year-long, 45-day longs, 60-day long email sequences. And this is a challenge that I'm going to give to myself, to sit down at a coffee shop. I'm thinking about going to a local one that I really enjoy and taking an afternoon to write those emails out, because honestly, if it's not done, you can't really see if your audience is willing to go on a journey with you through email campaigns. So he said that he has generated millions of dollars from a year-long email sequence that he has. And he started off with a 45-day funnel. Then he eventually had 365 days. So literally, if someone enters his email funnel, they'll be getting emails every day for a year, which could be considered overkill for some people, but it's simple, right? It's one email sequence that folks are going through, whether they buy, and whether they don't buy or whether they buy. We're simplifying and keeping it to one. So that's the one funnel aspect. I'm going to take a moment to interrupt this video to tell you about something that I am so excited about. I had the opportunity to join Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens in one of their most phenomenal projects, which is School. On School, I have a community that will teach you how to create, monetize, and deliver your signature talk. A signature talk, I want you to think about it this way. It's like the Beyonce method. Beyonce comes out with one album that we all love, and she commits to doing it around the world, and she goes on tours. She does a great job. I want that for you. I want you to be able to create a signature talk that you can deliver thousands of times and get paid to do it. So if you're a public speaker, a consultant, and you know you have a message that can change the world, this is a gift for you. The Profitable Speaker Circle. This is a space with the most diverse speakers from around the world, learning together, supporting one another, and getting on stages and in boardrooms around the world. So click the link in the description. It will take you right over to our school community and you can get started with that course. Within that community, we also have two other aspects. One, you'll be able to become an affiliate. So if you have other folks out in the world who you know who are public speakers who need to work on their signature talks, get on more stages, you can invite them as well, and we're going to give you a kickback. The other thing is, beyond just the training on your signature talk, we have a 5-day challenge and we have a monthly live space where you can share your speech. So join the Profitable Speaker Circle, click the link below, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. All right, peace. And then he wraps it up talking about one group, building a community around your offer to create loyal transformation. So you might want to have just a group, right? And this could be a paid membership, a group coaching program, a mastermind or live event. Even a free community can foster that connection and provide upsell opportunities. For instance, we have the Profitable Speaker Circle, which is a paid community, but there are many folks who have joined that community, gotten some wins, and then joined our mastermind Speaking for Profit Academy. So that would be an example of that. Before we had a paid community, I had a free Facebook group and we were building community there. And then folks would jump on one-on-one calls with me, do VIP days. So that's an example of how you can build that out. And you want to create stickiness when it comes to the group because brand loyalty is important. So it's about building connection. It's about supporting folks and products that they really believe in. We don't want to just put a group up because we're trying to get sales. We really want to be impactful when it comes to that. So now I want to talk a little bit about the marketing approach, right? Because many of us are builders. I know that you might be watching this video and you might be like me. You get an idea in the middle of the night. You can hop on Kajabi, build out a funnel, build out a sales page. You got the technical stuff down. I know I do, but I can create a whole lot, but how do we market it? And that's what this next segment of the video is about. So I really saw this amazing grid and we'll insert a video of it or a picture of it here where Brendon talks about his offer grid. And this is his opinion. Everyone has a different offer grid, but I think it's kind of interesting. So he sets up his offers in this way. He organizes them by topic and by price point. So he's going to have some type of free offer, which might be a lead magnet, a tip sheet, something that people can enjoy, a webinar. And then he's going to have a $7 product, some type of $49 a month membership, and then a core product or service like an online course or a 3 or 4 day workshop that people can take. And that's going to be priced from $299 to $1,000. And then he believes in having a group that's $10,000 option. So his approach to this is having a clear payment flow and a sequence so that people know what's next and also aspire to know what to buy. So he'll have his main offer. Then he wants to, right? Like, let's say he has a sales page and he showed us his sales page. He went into the nitty gritty at Kajabi Live, y'all. So if you do anything this year, whether you're watching this in the year 2025 or in the future, make sure if Kajabi is having a live event and you show up, because he literally showed us the way in the back end of how his sales page was set up. But the way he had it up was he had his main offer on his sales page. When the person was going through the process of purchasing, he had a few things set up. He had an order bump, and that's what you can put on to say, hey, if you really want to get this masterclass or this course, add on this workbook, add on these prompts, add on these AI prompts, add on these memes, whatever it may be that you can add on to the experience. That's not your time to make that course or product easier or to present them with solving another problem that they might run into on their journey. So once they go to the order bump, they have an additional offer upsell on the next page that they can purchase as well. And then there's also an additional offer on the thank you page, right? So what he's doing is he's making the most out of his cart value, but he's also thinking about, okay, if someone's in active buying, I want them to know about all the things that I have that I can offer them so that they can take advantage of it. So I love that. And that's something that I'm actually going to implement. I've taken a step back to look at the notes and I'm like, okay, I learned that. How do I implement that in my business as well? And then for his launches, right, when it comes to marketing, he implements a dead email sequence funnel with 10 specific emails to drive urgency and conversions. And I've seen many people do this. It's like a 10-day funnel that folks will have. Some people even have a 10-week funnel that pretty much is like, hey, you have this amount of time to get this offer, and then the offer access ends. And I find when you don't have something that's an open cart, people have more urgency to join. I know there's some opportunities that I've joined because I'm like, oh, the cart's going to close and I want to make sure I get access to this. So I like that buyer psychology because it's a psychology that I use when I'm also purchasing things as a customer as well. And it's really cool because what Brendon really emphasized was the power of using this in one platform, which is Kajabi. So if you're watching this and you're like, I want to get this on as well, I have an opportunity as a Kajabi partner to give you a 30-day trial to try it out and to start building on your own. When you utilize my trial, I also give you access to a 4-part workshop where I show you how to utilize Kajabi. And then you also have an opportunity to get on a strategy call with me where we can see where your business is and start to build it out so that you can make your first $1,000 or first $10,000 on the platform. So you can click the link right there in the description, or you'll see a link that'll populate on the page. Go there, and I look forward to supporting you with joining the creator economy and building your online business. But he does this. He's made $100 million through Kajabi as his only platform. So it is possible. We got the Carfax, we got the data. We actually have a person who's done it, and he's kept it pretty simple. So let's talk about a quote that really gave me chills during the conversation as we wrap up our time together today. If all you do is solve problems, you will be a commodity. If you lead people, you will always make more. So this truly talks about the person that we must become in order to make $1 million, $100 million. It's not just about becoming a problem solver, which to me feels like you're turning into a service provider. And as a business owner, that's something that I'm always challenging myself against. I don't want to just be a person who provides another service. I want to be a person who's leading and causing impact and being a thought agent and consistently working on that instead of working on being a worker, which is nothing wrong with that. I just know that my calling is deeper than that, and I'm here to be impactful. So for you, if you want a $100 million business, it's probably going to take a different version of you to show up and for you to really think about leading people and not just providing another service to solve a problem for them. Because oftentimes you'll see clients come up with the same problem. And what I've seen is some of those problems get sticky and some of those problems are really connected to their mindset. It's connected to our mindset, even as service providers, as coaches, as strategists on how we can get to the next level. Often we don't need another strategy. We don't need another app. We actually need to sit down and think about how we can lead in the moment. And this distinction is super crucial because solving problems is important, but leadership really creates that true value and true longevity. And that's what Brendon was talking about. Leadership is also influence. So guiding people towards positive change and beyond what they think they can do or their immediate problems, it retains them as not just clients, but as friends, as collaborators. And I've seen that in my business as well. So Brendon's philosophy is really about don't be a part of the selfie culture, right? Like he talks about that as well. Be a part of the service culture. And what he means by that is be at service to your clients, be a service to people who support you. Always have gratitude and think about how you can add more value to opportunities and humanize anyone's experience instead of making it all about a transactional experience. Because people can really feel that. They can feel that from your sales page. They can feel that from your sales pitch. So you leading and being in the moment is so important. So do me a favor. I hope that this was helpful, right? We talked about a few different things that this 9-figure entrepreneur talked about, Brendon Burchard. And shouts out to you, Brendon, if you're able or have capacity, you're watching this video. But if you know that you're ready to implement Brendon's $100 million framework in your own business, I want to say again that there's no better platform than Kajabi. So I want you to check it out. It's the very system that he used to build his online business and his empire. And you have an opportunity to try it out for 30 days. And I've personally seen in my own business and in others how Kajabi brings together all the elements that Brendon talks about, right? A powerful launching tools. They have that there, automated funnels and email sequences. And you can even build out a robust community with their community feature. So it's an all-in-one platform where you can do it right now and try it out for 30 days. The creator economy is booming. And in a video soon, I'll be dropping an interview that I did with the CEO of Kajabi around where he thinks the creator economy is going as far as financially, but also the impact that it will have on the world. And time is not running out. Time is in the essence. So maybe one day you and I, right, will be that $100 million entrepreneur on that stage talking about our experience as well. One of the things that Brendon also talked about is don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is right now. And that's something that I also tell my clients when they ask me, when should I launch my masterclass? When should I launch my speaking business? And I'm like, the time that was probably better than today was yesterday. And the time that is better than tomorrow is today. So get it going, get it started. There's so many tools for us to utilize, and Kajabi is one of the best ones. I want to thank you for using your most valued resource with me, which is your time. And I want you to remember Brendon's approach to $100 million, right? Create, build one community, monetize, serve, and keep it simple. Until next time, peace.